Navy beat Army. Army beat Navy. You guys got to pick one side that you're on here. This game is not the prettiest of all football games when you really dive in and look at the numbers. You got a 27.5 point over under in this game. Army are favored in this one by 3 points. Bryson, you look at the last 10 games, they have split an even 5-5. However, when you look at the spread in those games, Army 6-3-1, holding the advantage there. They do cover when they play against Navy. Look at this game, man. Start with that spread of 3 points. Which side are you on?
I'm going to go with the Navy midshipmen. You look at the last 10 games, like you mentioned, they're an even split. Even just the last 5 games, it's gone Army, Navy, Army, Navy, Army. So following that trend, that naturally has Navy winning this game. And then on the actual football field part of it, the Navy is pretty well set up to beat this Army team. Obviously, everyone who watches this game knows there's not going to be a lot of passing. So you don't got to worry about the quarterbacks and throwing the football all the time. All the offensive numbers are almost identical. The one big thing, Navy is 64th in the entire country in run defense versus Army's 219th. Navy only allows 122 rushing yards a game. So this season, in a matchup where these two teams are about as evenly matched as it gets heading into it, if Navy can get that one advantage of just stopping the run and not letting Army continue to move the chains on easy downs, I think that sets up Navy pretty well to win this game and pretty much the most identical matchup you can get.
I'm hearing what you're saying, and it's really hard to lay 3 points in a 27.5 point over-under game, right? Like it doesn't even feel right. But with that said, I'm doing it. I'm going to go with Army here, minus the 3 points. I just think that they're a level up over Navy.
Okay.
They're a little bit of a better football team. I know you mentioned the numbers there. It's a little bit worrisome, but overall, I think that they're a better team. I like the quarterback play better. If they do have to throw the football, I think Army have the advantage here. If Army is down with 5 minutes left, they can actually get down the field in 5 minutes and have some success there. I can't say the same thing about Navy right now. They can't move down the field quickly. It's going to take them a minimum of 5 to 8 minutes to put a full drive together or more and move down. I'm saying if they're trying to hurry. So I don't really like Navy here. If there was Navy plus 3.5 or 4, and it was really giving you a solid hook, I might consider Navy. I'm not against it here. As we all know, this football game is always a great football game. But with that said, I personally don't see enough here for me to go with Navy. I think Army get this thing done. Navy, though, I will say they're going to be playing for it all. This is the big game that they will have circled every single year. They kind of have down years. This is one of those years where they're going to be like, you know what? If we win this one, it's all good. We're not even worried about it. So they're going to come out to fight, but I'm going to go ahead and trust the quarterback play here with Army. Now, over under, man, 27.5. You can find it at 28 if you really like the under here. I don't see a 27 hard number yet for the over bettors yet, but keep an eye on that number. 9 of the last 10 meetings, Bryson, have gone under the total. And it looks like this number pretty much every single time. It's usually like 31, 28, something like that. A little bit lower this time. But the under is 3-1 in Army's last 4 games. It is 2-1 in Navy's last 3 games. And once again, 9 of 10 in the last 10 meetings of these two teams. Are you going to try your luck here and go with the under?
I think you're more trying your luck with going with the over, which is what I'm going to do. I know you mentioned the under seems to be screaming, always happening with these two matchups. But the last 3 of the last 4 games, the over 27.5 would have hit because you got 37 in the last meeting. It was in double overtime, but still 37 points. 30 the one before that. And then back in 2019, it was 38 total points. That's a record-breaking game. 38 points is remarkable. But like you mentioned, Army's got better passing game than they had in years. Navy's run game is going to get a lot of chunk plays out of this run defense for Army. So I think it could be a higher scoring game than people think.
Bryson, I think you're onto something. And by the way, when I said try your luck, you're right. You would be trying your luck on the over if you go off of trends. I meant more under because they've made it so low. Are you willing to say under 27 points? I mean, come on, guys. You're really, really start to push the buttons here. But with that said, I think the key number here, if you like the over, is 26.5. And I'm not saying you should
Okay.
buy it down to that, but guys, you really need to wait for the 27 because this game absolutely has a 14-13 feel written all over it, maybe like a 17-13, and then you get what you want there. But I'm with you. And the thing that's scary is you mentioned the other meetings, this trend does not hit if you start to plug the numbers in. It's not right anymore. So I'm a little bit worried about it, but you know what? I am expecting a boring ass game this Saturday. I'm going to go with the under 27.5 points. I'd like the 28
Fair
if
enough.
you can find it, but it's not worth laying, guys, anything more than the -110. So if it's -130 to go under 28, just say screw it. Don't play for the push. Play for the win. It's one of the last college football games of the year, so you might as well have some fun here.